Note, Dad Space, certified organic groans, gluten-free wisdom, caffeine powered.
Hey, it's Dave. Welcome to Dad Space. Yes, we are powered by coffee. Oh my Lord, yes. And my coffee's cold, actually. Hey, if you love Dad Space, speaking of coffee, and you're like, man, I wish I could do something just to support the show, you can. We have a buy me a coffee at dadspace.ca, and you can actually buy us a coffee. And how kind of you to even consider that, now that I put that in front of you and asked you. If you like the show and you're like, I'd like to give back, go to dadspace.ca. You'll see our buy me a coffee link. All the money that comes in helps support the podcast, pay for the website, pay for the thing. And I would be honored to accept your coffee donation to the podcast. Thank you for considering it. We are looking at Act 3 of Daniel Pink's video. Link in the show notes. Go watch the video. If you haven't watched it, where have you been? You got to go watch this video. It's a great video to help dads plan out their year for 2026. I know we're already into the year. I get it. But this is something I wanted to bring and put in front of you. You could start your year today. Today could be January 1st if you want. Do whatever you like. But this is an idea of us getting to be in a better place in 2026 than we were in 2025 or in the past. And Daniel's got a great video. Daniel Pink has a great video on YouTube where he breaks these down. It's not specific to dads, so I'm taking what he's done there. It's amazing. And I'm altering it and putting it into a context of dads because the podcast is called Dad Space. And I want people to connect with you and connect the content for you and help you to connect to the content, back and forth. So this is Dad Space. Glad you're here. Go watch the video. Link in the show notes. If you haven't watched it, some of this might not make sense. So maybe pause here and go watch the video and come back. I'll wait. Welcome to Dad Space. So we've already talked through Act 1 and Act 2. This is Act 3 of a 4-part act from Daniel Pink's video for 2026 and how we can get ourselves organized, put together for a good year this year as dads. And this third act is all around motivation and being a motivated dad. That's how I'm reframing it for us. And this third act is all about adjusting our inner operating system, how we show up, and embracing the 85% rule. You grow fastest when you are right most of the time, not always. If everything feels easy, the challenge is too low for you as a dad. So think about that in 2026. If every time you step up at bat, you hit a home run, where's the fun in that, right? Where's the work? It seems too easy. We need to aim for something that is uncomfortable for us as dads in 2026 as far as our growth. Daniel's challenging us to pick one goal and pick a goal that you succeed at like 8 or 9 times out of 10. You don't always succeed at the goal, but it's not too easy, right? There's a margin for error there. There's a margin for growth. And pick that one thing. Don't pick a ton of things. Don't pick 25 things you're going to do this year because you're not going to do any of them. Let's be honest. Pick one. And he's encouraging us through the video to focus on that and make that our priority in 2026. In this Act 3, Daniel also encourages us to redefine discomfort as learning. Now, as dads, we are given this title as dads, and we're bestowed this title when our children are born, and there's a lot of discomfort because we don't know what we're doing and we have to learn on the job. The ultimate in on the job learning is just being a dad and handed a child and they're like, here you go, and you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. That's exactly what Daniel's talking about in here, is we need to redefine our discomfort as learning and focus on the fact that learning is a great opportunity for us in 2026 and something we need to invest in. Daniel talks about, in this part, about taking acting lessons and how uncomfortable he felt because he put himself out there. Right now, for me, as a podcaster, I'm putting myself out there. I have 8 other shows on top of Dad Space. One of them is called the How to Podcast series, and I teach podcasting, what I'm doing right now with you. I teach people how to do this for themselves. If you're interested, let me know. I'd love to help you if you want to start a show. And for that show, I'm doing 365 days of content in a row in 2026. So every single day, every day, 7 days a week, for 52 weeks straight, I'm doing content for that show. And I'm also doing a special thing happening in February on the 13th and 14th, where I'm going to be doing a 24-hour marathon, where I'm going to be recording and releasing an episode every single hour on the hour for 24 hours straight, 10 a.m. Friday to 11 a.m. on the Saturday, and just doing it because I want to put myself into a place where it's uncomfortable. And it's a learning opportunity for me to grow. So it's happening for me right now in real time. This is what I'm doing. So where's your uncomfortable spot? And how often do you put yourself there? Something to think about. Next, Daniel goes into talking about designing friction wisely. Just like a river follows the path of least friction, right? It's the easiest way possible. It'll work its way around. It'll do what it needs to do, and it finds that path. Same with us. We need to find ways to reduce the friction. And I love Daniel just talks little simple things like remove an app from your phone that will give you back time, right? Like how hard is that? Just take it off your phone, delete it, it's done. And that will create space for you as a dad. So there's a lot of simple things. Again, go back to Daniel's video. This by no means is a word for word recount of what he said, just commentary, because I want you to go see it. And I want you to watch it multiple times. This needs to be one of your favorited videos of the year because it's got so many good stuff in here. So go check out Daniel Pink's video. Link in the show notes. It's so great. Daniel then goes on to talk about using public promises. When we talk out loud about our dreams, when we put things out into the world, there's a built-in motivation to step up and do the thing. We've told people, we've talked about the thing that would help we want to do. We want to write a book. We want to do this. We want to get better, get healthier. We want to pick up sports again. We want to go back to playing golf. We put things out in the world and people hear that and they hold us accountable to it. So this is something I think that all of us could do more of. And even if we just pick one thing this year that we speak out and then somebody holds us accountable to it, I think this is a great idea for us as dads. Daniel also goes on to say that you shouting this out into the social media apps about your big intent, it can actually have the reverse impact. I've seen this in podcasting. People get on and say, I'm starting a podcast. And then 3 years later, guess what they haven't done? Started a podcast. And they've told everybody, and they tell them often how much they're going to do this thing. And then everyone finds it's like the boy that cries wolf. Eventually people are like, yeah, whatever. Because they keep claiming they're going to be doing this thing and they just never do it. So there could be the reverse impact as well when you shout it from the mountains about your intent. I like that Daniel's saying pick one person, be accountable to that person and that thing that you want to do instead of telling the world. Daniel encourages us to track our small wins as well. Anything that we see improvement on, anything that we are seeing growth, it needs to be tracked. You can't just let these things pass. These need to be done well. Think of it in like racing, right? The first person across the line wins the race. What do? They hand them the checkered flag and tell them to do an extra lap. We don't do a lot of extra laps with our wins. We need to go and take that victory lap when we do the thing that we wanted to do and celebrate. So keep that in mind. It's time for a victory lap in 2026. My big takeaway as I watch through and listen to this again and again and again for Daniel's video is that it's small things. It's a bunch of tiny little things. And I think what happens when we get to the end of the year, we look towards the next year, we pick several big things that we want to attack and accomplish. And that's where we flame out. That's where things stop. Is because once we don't see any progress towards the big things, we get discouraged and we stop. So if you follow Daniel's path here and his logical approach to how we can create sustainable goals for 2026, this is where we grow. And these were the opportunities for us to find our rhythm in 2026. I just think that all of us as dads could benefit from having a steady pace, a rhythm to our year, instead of being completely random. Anytime that we can build the systems around how we show up for our family, for ourselves, giving ourselves time, building in time for ourselves, building in time to get better, and being on a growth journey. Instead of being in a retraction journey where things are just going backwards, we want to be growing forward. So for the sake of your family, for the sake of your relationships, This is the year where you need to invest in yourself as a dad. It's time to be a little bit selfish and be on a path of growth, whether that's listening to a podcast, reading a book, listening to an audiobook, going and getting help from a professional when you feel like you don't have the answers, whatever that is for you. This is your year for you to do something better and to be a different person at the end of this because you lived with a life of intent. Again, go back and watch the video. If you've only watched it once, watch it 10 more times. There's a lot of great stuff in here. It goes by very fast, but definitely go check it out. And also, Daniel's got a free workbook you can get as well. I signed up for it. I got it. Sign up, get that free workbook from Daniel, and then put this into practice. Enough listening, and it's time to start doing. So this is Act 3. We're going to come back for Act 4, the final act in this 4-act series. That's coming up in our next episode. Hope to have you back. Again, go watch the video. Please go watch the video. Thanks for being here. Take care, dads. Hey, dads, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of the podcast. Thank you for following the show. I'd encourage you to do just so if you haven't done so already. Look at your phone. There's like a little follow button or subscribe, or I don't know what it says on your screen, but there's like a little button at the top of the screen. If you click that button, that means every time a new episode of Dad Space shows up, it goes right to your phone. It's waiting for you whenever you're ready. So you don't have to try to remember, what's the name of that show? Space Dad? No, Dad Space. It'll show up right there for you if you follow the show. That'd be great. If you listen on Spotify, like I do, I'm a Spotify user. You can actually leave a comment in every episode, and I will respond as your faithful host to any comments you leave in the episodes. So please jump in. Love to read your comments, your thoughts about the episode. That'd be fun. And if ever you just want to just hang out with another dad, you got a few moments on your time in your day, in your week, and you're like, I'd just like to grab a virtual coffee with Dave. You can always buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com, but you could also just join me for a virtual coffee and we could just chat about dad stuff. I'm always looking forward to meet the people who listen to this show. That brings me a lot of joy. So, dadspace.ca, all the information in the show notes. And thank you for being here. And thank you for sharing this podcast with one other dad. I really appreciate you. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you on the next episode. Take care.